Have you made the brave decision to homeschool? Or maybe you've been doing it for a while, but now you're wondering about the right grade placement for your child? I get it. It can be confusing. When we've been in the school system, we have this understanding of this age equals this grade level. But what if I were to tell you that no child is really actually like one grade and according to age, and that we could use that to help us to find the right placement for our child? Hi, and welcome to Learning Life, and thank you so much for joining me today as I get to answer a question that has been asked of me several times. And I wanted to bring this because if I've had a couple of questioners, then I know that there are others out there too. I love answering your questions. And so I thank you for asking them. And, thank you for watching, for your likes, subscribes, and being part of this learning life. When we are homeschooling, we really can have our children working where they're at. We can find what's going to be the best fit for them academically. And, if they're an excellent student, we could go a little bit deeper or push them a little bit faster. Or we can support them because they need that extra support or maybe take longer time. This is one beautiful thing about homeschooling. Now, I'm not big into pushing kids ahead of where they naturally are. If that is our goal, then we really might be doing our children a disservice in their education. What we need are children who are thriving where they are at. It's really almost become this trend, to just push our kids to finish school early, to get them ahead. We've finished this grade level, we're moving ahead, and it starts in younger grades and, we can push them ahead. But is this the right thing for them? Not a fan. Not a fan of pushing ahead early. We've sort of forgotten that there are studies out there showing that it can be better late than early, or that actually working naturally where they're at is the best thing for them. Why are we trying to have our children reading at the age of 3 if that's really not developmentally where they are at? I have opinions. I really do. And I put these opinions in this video of expectations and pushing our kids too early. Check it out. Just really find why we have changed and we've moved to this. It could be very eye-opening. But of course, there is no shame. If you have been moving ahead, we can also always adjust and move back. Now, determining the right grade placement for your homeschool child can feel tricky, but it doesn't have to be. Of course, you can follow the this age equals this grade level. It has worked for so many people. And if that's what you want to stick to, then do it. That is great. But you could have a child that is doing really well in language arts at a 4th grade level and maybe only a 2nd grade level for math. You know what? You could do that. It doesn't have to be tricky. Let's look at how. Consider more than just age. Yeah, let's look beyond this is their age. Okay, let's look at their skills because those basic skills are vital. And once we have mastered them, then we can move ahead at the pace they set. So are they reading fluently? Understanding complex sentences? Are they comfortable with the basic operations in math? And solve word problems? Can they write clear sentences and paragraphs? So some of these, they're moving up, but these are skills. Are they ready for the social and emotional demands of a particular grade level? Even if we're homeschooling, there are different things in the material that is covered and the themes. So consider the preferred learning style and then look at curriculum that aligns with that. Use placement tests. If you are unsure where to start, consider using some of the different tests around. They don't have to define your schooling, but can be helpful in determining a curriculum level. So many homeschool curricula offer placement tests to help you determine what's best as a starting point for your child. And so it's great to be doing that because this curriculum might have your child at this level, this one might be, because no two curriculum are the same and they're not standard across. So doing those placement tests, if you've decided on this curriculum, do the test to find out which one you need. But then there's also the standardized tests, the national ones, like the Iowa, like the ITBS, or the Stanford, the SAT-10. They will give you a more objective assessment. But again, we use these as a starting point. They don't define our homeschooling. Observe and interact. Observation, a great tool for homeschooling parents. We're paying close attention. We're looking at our children's interests, strengths, and weaknesses. And we're going to talk to them about their learning, like what they like, what they don't like. And in that, you can actually hear and will come across those challenges that they may be facing. You could even start with a few sample lessons from different grade levels to see what seems to be the best fit for your child. Don't be afraid to adjust. You can always adjust your child's placement as needed throughout the year. The goal is that our children are mastering the material, not just necessarily adhering to a specific grade level. Mastery is key. And we can adjust. If it takes you 18 months to get through second grade, that's not a bad thing. And then you can move ahead. Maybe your child is doing really well and it takes you 6 to 7 months and you can move on. That is great. But don't just rush through the material and say, oh, they finished the curriculum, we move ahead, we're going early. What we want is that mastery. And we need to adjust accordingly. We need to be sort of looking and observing throughout the year to see if that is what we need to do. Now, grade placement, it's just a guideline. Now, sure, as you get into high school, there are certain requirements to complete in order that you can graduate and then enroll in college or university. But the most important thing is to create this learning environment that is engaging, challenging, and supportive of your child's individual needs. We don't want to just sit back, we do want to challenge them to move ahead, but we also want to support them in that with the time and the effort and all of that. We're going to stress less about the grade level and we're going to focus more on skills. Because as I said, of course, absolutely 100%, you can just follow the age grade pattern of the school system. But you don't have to. Do what works for you. Well, thank you so much for watching today and being part of this learning life. If you have a question that you would like answered, shoot it down below because I would love to answer it for you. And if you want to help to get these videos out, you can do that by becoming a champion. So check that out at patreon.com or at my website, LearningThis.Life.